Hi, this is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and today we're going to make this stadium wave card for Mother's Day. And look how gorgeous that is. It looks like it's complicated, but it's really not, and I'm going to show you how to make this. So let's get started. So this card I made during a live stream, and it turned out to be a really long live stream, but that was okay. So I want to do a straight tutorial for you. This one was my practice wave card, also known as a cascade wave card. And the inspiration for this came from Asia Rutledge, who was our dear friend, crafty friend who passed away. But she left some of her beautiful footprints and her inspiration with us. And she had referred me to Sam Calcott. So I went and looked at her instruction and it was excellent. So look how beautiful those are. So these are the first two that I made. They look complicated, but they're really not. And these are 6x6 cards, which I normally don't do. So I went ahead and cut out everything so I could be prepared. So let me show you what I have. I'm going to have the measurements there too. So look how beautiful this is. And this is from our new Mother's Day stamp set that's available in the store, in our Mindless Crafting store. And look how gorgeous all of these colors are. So it's normally called a stadium wave card, which is what I had looked up. It's also known as a cascade wave card. So if you wanted to do a YouTube search and see all the different tutorials, you could do that. This is going to be my base, is going to be black. And then I thought I'd use some leftover Easter paper rather than print out more. This is a digital paper from our Easter collection. And I'm going to be covering the inside of this as well as the outside. And I believe I'm going to cover one of these for the back also. So I'm going to take you through the whole process of doing this. Okay, so probably the most important part of making this card successfully is this part here. And these are strips of white cardstock. Okay, so once you have this done, it's going to come together so easily. So each strip is going to be 1 inch by 10 inches. So you're going to need that. And they're going to be scored at 4 inches, 8 inches, 8 3/4, and 9 1/2. So let's go ahead and do that first. Okay, so this sheet, this cardstock is 8 1/2 by 10. Okay, let me just move up into the screen. 8 1/2 by 10. So rather than me cut out each strip, because each strip has to be at least 10 inches, it's easier for me to score it here, just like this, and then cut the strips. So it just saves you time. Okay, so remember, we're going to score this at, we're going to score it at 4 inches, because this is like the most important part. We're going to score at 8 inches. We're going to score at 8 3/4. And we're going to score at 9 1/2. So simple. Now I'm going to do another sheet also, just because when I cut this, I need to have those 1 inch strips, and that's not going to give me enough strips. So I'm going to just have these, because I'll probably be making several of these cards. So I'm just going to do one more. But you only need one. You only need 9 strips. Okay, so 4 inches, 8 inches, 8 3/4, and then 9 1/2. Okay, because I'll have to do one more strip out of this, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so now that we're done scoring, we're going to cut these into 1-inch strips. You're going to turn it this way, right? I don't know if you can see that really good. And then your strips are going to be cut this way, right across the score. So make sure that you're doing that. And so you'll see in a moment why. Okay, so you need to have this at 1 inch. Okay, and so this is why I scored it while at a hole. Okay, so this will get me 8 strips. I need 9 strips for the 6x6 card. Okay, and the reason why I'm taking you through this process is because I want you to see every step. Because once you get this card, once you go through making the first one, it's going to be so much easier to you. So this will give me 8 1-inch strips. And I need 9 of them. I was so excited about this card. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll have to use my second sheet so I can get at least 1 more strip out of this. Okay, so that will give me 9 strips, right? I should have 9 strips, 1 inch by 10 inches. Okay, so you're going to grab your glue because we're going to now glue this together. And the reason for the 9 strips, let me show you. So the advice that Sam Calcott gave us was that you want your card to be able to lay down. With 8 strips, it's going to be kind of like this, so it won't be able to lay all the way down. So I know she had used 8 strips, but she suggested using 9 so that the card can lay flat. So that's the reason why. Let me just show you. You want it to lay flat so that it can see. If not, it'll kind of be up like this. So if you're okay with that, that's fine, but I want mine to lay flat like this. Okay, so here's what you're going to do now. And I'll do a couple of these and then I'll do the rest off camera. At the 4-inch score mark, you're going to fold it like this, right? Then you're going to take the other 8-inch score mark, right? And you're going to just fold it in like this. So it'll look like that, right? Even. Then you're going to take the others and you're going to fold this up, almost like folding a fan fold, and you're going to fold that down. Okay, just like that. This is what it should look like. So, like a semi-fan fold. I don't know how any other way to describe it. Okay, so now you're going to just put a little bit of glue on there, right on this part only. And you're going to hold it together. Just make sure that that's even. So it's flat. You don't want it to be like kind of, you want to make sure it's like right up to the line there. So it should look like this when you're done. Okay, so you're going to need to do all 9 of those. Let me do another one. 4-inch score mark, fold it like this. Make sure I'm in camera. Then at the 8-inch, fold it down like that. Really simple. And then up and back down like that. And then glue. So by the time you finish doing 9 of these, you'll be an expert. I have faith in you. And so that's what it should look like. I'm going to do one more because 3 times, that's the charm, right? Up at the 4-inch score mark. Down like that at the 8-inch. Fan fold those 2 smaller score marks like that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is where the magic happens. I was like, what? That's where the magic happens. This will make a great Mother's Day card, birthday card, graduation. The themes that you can do with this are endless. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest off camera, and then we'll come back and start putting our card together. Okay, so this is what you should have once you're done folding them. And I just put them in this position because you can see kind of that wave starting to happen there. So now it's time to glue them together. So let me just show you again in here. We're going to glue them at a diagonal, so it'll come across like this, at a diagonal wave, okay? If that's, you know, just to kind of describe it to you. All right, so once we get those glued, because we're just taking it in stages, we're not going to worry about the images yet. We're going to worry more about putting this part together, since that's the most important part. So you're going to take this, and with this will be the top part where you glue your smaller images. I'm just going to place it here because then I can see where I'm gluing. You're going to need to glue it like this. So I'm using the grid, and it just made it so much easier. And then I'm going to take this, and at the halfway mark, right? Halfway in, I'm going to glue this on top. Okay, halfway in. Just make sure that everything is facing this way. You want this is going to be the top part. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue here. And I'm using my art glitter glue. And halfway in, have everything lined up here. Try to get it as straight as possible. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay, and I'm going to just glue it down. So now it starts to make, do you see the magic happening, y'all? I got so excited just when I glued down the first one. Okay, so now we're going to move this one over onto the grid here. Halfway mark, glue. You're going to have so many different ideas, and you're going to want to use your smaller stamps when you start for your images. But imagine using words or even like someone's name. I mean, it can be so much you can do with these. You might want to have a pop out with someone's name on it, or congratulations. Maybe that might be too long since there's 9 of them. But I'm sure you're going to come up with so many ideas for different types of wave cards you can make. And the nice thing is, if you have any of our digital stamps, you can resize them to make them small enough so that they can fit in the card. And I'll explain that in a moment. Just right here. Just making sure that that's lined up. Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah, I want you to see the entire process so you won't have many questions by the time you're finished with this instruction. And if you do, you could leave a comment. And just let me know if you would try this and what occasion you'll make it for. If not Mother's Day, it could be something else, right? Baby shower, bridal shower. I mean, so many different ideas. Look at that, y'all. It's already, look at that. It's already coming together. 2 more. It's easier using that grid, really helps. Okay, like that. I couldn't wait to try this card. Okay, and so like this right here, just so you know, I am gluing this part, I'm leaving this at the back. That's the part where I glued this together. I'm just putting it at the back. But I don't think you're going to be, even if you use this side, you're still not going to really see it. Okay, and this is the last one. And I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Look how pretty. Go get your images now, right? Get your images. So we're gonna, before we do this, we're gonna now put our card together. Before we even glue this in, we're gonna put our card together. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this off to the side. And I love these colors. I love the blue because some of the images are blue and it's just got a soft pink, but the images are colored in a vibrant pink. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of these, and I don't normally do 6x6 cards, but I gotta tell you, I'm loving the 6x6 cards. I'm usually an A2 size. A2 size cards. That's my jam. But I don't know. These are fun. Okay, so this looks so pretty. Let me make sure I'm in camera here. Okay, so let's do all 4 of these. And we are restocked on our glue now, so we have started shipping for the spring. Now the weather's warming up consistently. Okay, so we have I'm going to do the back and the front and the insides. Everything is going to be covered on this card. Oh, now look at me already not paying attention and getting ready to glue that. So when I use my digital papers, I print out on a Nina White cardstock, and sometimes I use a 90-pound, but I bumped it up to a 110-pound paper. So it's a Nina Solar White cardstock. Okay, so we are ready to glue this down. And this is 6x6. So each time when I do a 6x6, I just came in a quarter to leave the border around. So each time I come in a 1/4 of an inch. So 5 3/4, and then 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 on the pattern paper. And the solid paper, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate the back too. This is going to be just all fancied up. I mean, you can keep it solid if you want to. I just feel like doing all of it. Just cover up everything. Okay. Now for our inside. And my glue is really flowing today. Usually during a tutorial, it'll start blocking up on me. So it's acting right today. Okay, so right here on the inside there. It's already looking like something, isn't it? Okay, so right here, make sure it's not on the fold, right? And just trying to be straight there. Okay. And that's what we've got so far. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, now is where we start to apply our wave, okay? See how this one comes this way? And the other one comes this way, okay? So you can do it either way. Either way will work, okay? So we're going to make sure that we glue it so it's not like attached to the crease part, okay? Let me show you. You want to make sure that you have it lined up. Okay, like this, right? We want to make sure we have it lined up like this, okay? Make sure you're looking at the sides, all right? Okay, so let me just look at it here for a moment. All right, so I think we got it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this part right here first. Okay, so you don't put any glue on these because you want that wave to happen. Right, let's see. Line it up like right there so that it's not coming over on this side. Okay, just line it up. I've got a little bit of glue coming off there. That's okay. Okay, look what happens, y'all. Look at this. This is not glued down yet, but look what we got. Look what we got already. It's happening. Okay, so now I'm gonna let that dry for a moment. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Put some glue here. And this art glitter glue really holds it together. Okay, so now I'm making sure that this is lined up, and I'm going to close the card down like this. I'm going to close it down. And that way I can let that dry for a moment. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a moment, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So here are the images that I'll be working with, okay? I went ahead and colored these in using my Adaxi markers and my Master's Touch markers, the alcohol markers. And so I wanted these double butterflies. This is from our spring, is it spring blossom? No, this is from the spring blossom, these flowers here. This one is from the something with the wings. I can't even remember my own stamp set. Uh, Spread Your Wings stamp set. Yeah. So what I went ahead and did was we also have this in digital, and I wanted these to be able to be large enough on here, but not coming over the top. Let me just show you. I didn't want these to come over the top, so that's what you have to be careful with. And what I did was I doubled the butterflies. So you want your images to be small enough. Let me just show you. Small enough so that they don't come over the top when it's laying flat. Otherwise, you'll have them sticking out like right here. So you want to make sure that they fit. And that's why I use a combination of digitals as well as stamps. So this is the actual stamp set images here for the Thank You Mom stamp set. Okay, so you just want to make sure. When you start to glue this down, so let me come in camera right quick because you need to see this part really good. What you want to do, I do want my butterflies to kind of be in the middle here. At least have one of them in the middle there. You don't want to glue on this first spot right here. Okay, you want to leave that blank. Otherwise, you'll start to have it, when you close it, it'll start to bump up because it comes up like this. So it'll start to hit this back part right here. So you want to move on to the next one. Okay. And that's why I did not glue it down on that last one there. Because once it starts hitting this, it's not as smooth anymore. Okay. So let's go ahead and start gluing some of these down. So these are the ones I'm going to use a combination of the flowers and the perfume bottle with the rose in it. And of course, there's a helicopter above. So you're also going to need to skip this part here at the front end, but you can put one right here. Okay, so that would work fine, but you don't put anything here on that spot. So those two that are attached directly to the card, don't put anything on there. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some flowers on there. And you just want to make sure that when you close it, it doesn't come up to here. That's what you want to make sure of. And these should be good to go without having any problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a flower down at the back here. And I just want it to come like right there. And I definitely don't want it to stick onto that. So I want to make sure that when I'm putting my glue on, it doesn't come above this little area here. Otherwise it'll stick down to there possibly. So I don't want it to come over there. So that's what we got right here. Okay. And take my perfume bottle, put it here so I can alternate. So you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images at least. And this is where you get to use some of your smaller images, because you don't need large images for this. Okay, make sure that you don't have any glue coming out that could stick there. And I'll leave this open for a little bit while the glue dries. But look how it's coming together, y'all. Let's do a butterfly. So I think it's going to come right about there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here. And I really want my butterfly to soar above. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The colors are just so beautiful. Let's do another flower. Kind of alternating. Make sure I have that on the right spot. And the reason why I do it while I have it, let's see that? That's almost a little bit too high. I'm just going to move that one down just a little bit. Just made it. Look at that. Just made it. So that's one of the reasons I was saying just be careful with how large or small your images are. Just cut that little piece off. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see, we got butterfly. Let's do a perfume bottle. There. What a beautiful card. And I did this during the live stream, and the live stream was just, it was really long. It was fun, but it was long. So I wanted to make sure I just did a straight tutorial for y'all. See how that is? Ooh, the magic, y'all. You're going to want to make a ton of these. Okay. So a little bit in here. And I know that y'all are going to have so many wonderful ideas. Just go through your first one first. Take your time. Pause the video if you have to. Okay. And we've got that. And I think a flower. And then we'll finish off with a butterfly. I just keep checking. I can't help myself. All right, and the last butterfly. I couldn't help but double up my butterfly. Couldn't help it. Okay, and that's going to go right here. And not too close to the edge. I'm looking at that edge and it looks like the butterfly could possibly come off the edge there. So I'm gonna move the butterfly over. Yep. I'm gonna move it over a little bit, let's see. So that's one of the other things you have to look out for that doesn't come outside the edge. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is, y'all. Look at that. Now, the next thing is to decorate the card. Okay? Okay, so the images that we have left are the perfume bottle, which I went ahead and printed this out like really large. And then we also have the flowers here. So these are the digital size images of the matching that match with the stamp set. Okay, this will go on the cover. But look how pretty that is. Oh, I'm off screen. Let me come up here and put this down here just to have some decoration in there. And I'm not going to put any dimension on there, because the card already has a little bit of bulk to it. So on that side, I'm not going to put dimension, but on the outside, I'm going to put some dimension. And this, I just took the flower and cut it away from this, the flower box, and used it in here. I just thought it'd be a nice addition. That, and then let's go ahead and glue this one down. Might as well put something here also. Okay, so that's what we got so far. We're getting there. And it's a pretty bulky card. Now with this, I do want to put something on the front there with the butterflies. Okay, let's see if that's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to put some dimension on here. So the most challenging part is over, y'all, but look how easy. It wasn't really a challenge. It's just basically just getting the technique down and then going from there. And once you have the technique down, you're good to go. And the measurements. Okay. That went pretty fast. We're going to add some butterflies on there too, on the front cover. And then your message, if you want, can go on the back. Or there's some room if you want to write something on the inside also. If you want to write a message. That this could easily become a birthday card too. Look how pretty in that blue. So you see how it's a vibrant color with the blue and the pink, and then here it's just like a nice pastel bluish greenish pink. So that's another way to make your card pop. Let the background be vibrant and then put a pop of color on the front. Okay, so now let's get our butterflies in here. And I like to just kind of glue down that middle section so that it can look really like the butterfly just landed on the card. Okay, maybe around here, going in this direction. And then another one over here. And these are just digitals that were colored in. Okay. One of the things I love to do is color. Let's see if that'll fit in there. Make sure that I have my... Look at that. Let's see, I don't know if I want it to be flat, so I'm going to take the time to put some dimension on there, and then we'll come back and finish up. Okay, look how beautiful that looks. Oh my goodness. Get the inside there. Gorgeous. You have space to write in here. If you want to write a message, or you can add something to the back, or you can just put a note inside on a separate piece of paper, but you have some space on the back if you wanted to add maybe a white sheet of paper or maybe even a colored paper in a soft pastel color. You could do that too, but look at the impact on this card right here. So cute. Now in this one I did add, let's see, I added a few like tiny little sparkly gems on those. You'll see that? So if you want to do that, you can. And then I'm going to put some glossy accents on the flowers here. So when I put this, what you want to do is you want to get a nice flow on this since you're covering a larger area. And to do that, I usually squeeze it out on a separate piece of paper first to get it going. And then I kind of act as if I'm painting on top of the card. And it just makes such a big difference. Look at that. how it looks on there once it's dry. So it'll take a little bit to dry, but boy, it really makes a difference in your images. It's perfect for this. I don't use them all the time, but the glossy accents are just perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another one. So just an even flow. You don't need a whole lot. It kind of like spreads itself out if I needed to describe what this is like. Just a nice even flow. And then sometimes you might have a few little holes and you could just drop a little bit there. You'll be able to see it. And so I just make sure I don't lift the card too much. And then I give it a little bit of time to dry. So I'm just doing this because it's easier for me to see it. But you can accentuate many of your images with these, with the glossy accents. And we will be having these available in our store again soon. But what a beautiful card. So this one is my third one, but after I did that first one, I felt like I could teach someone how to make this. So thanks to Sam Calcott for your beautiful instruction and clear instructions. And it was the one with the butterfly that I looked at for hers, but I'll also put her channel, her tutorial down so you can take a look at it if you want. How beautiful does this look? I'm able to see some spots that I just kind of missed. So this would definitely brighten someone's day. Okay, so that's using our Mother's Day stamp set. Thank you, Mom, is the name of the stamp set. It's absolutely beautiful, and both in digital. It's in digital, and it's a photopolymer stamp as well. So I just want to leave this to dry so it doesn't... Nothing like making a card and then having it mess up. So leave that to dry for about 30 minutes. How pretty is that? And there you go with the cascading. So I hope this was helpful to you. I really enjoy making these cards, and I'm so glad that I'm now making some 6x6 cards because it's always good to try something new. So if you want to join our crafty family and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate you subscribing. You could also join us on Facebook in the Mindless Crafting group. So I'll see you soon and take care. Bye.